CC here. Hi guys. Okay, so Spooky University's topic this week, Ouija boards. Now that's a pretty touchy one actually, I find, because in a way, what am I supposed to say? Belief or not belief? What do I think about it? Mindless game, just a game, a dangerous game? I think it's actually a bit of everything. Depends what you put into it. Now, as kids, I mean, with some of our cousins, we didn't actually have Ouija boards, but we used to play around, you know, and people would act as if they could, you know, be swamis or ladies at the circus, telling your future and so on. And to be very frank, I'm not much into that. Now, I do think that Ouija boards actually, if it's just played by kids, there's probably not much into it. On the other hand, I mean, I think that you can't fool around actually with the occult. And that's basically what the Ouija is. It's making you feel more at ease, less fearful of playing around with the occult, or you can say it differently, you can always call it the spirit world. I've said before, it's not like I don't believe in spirits. Actually, I do. I think one of the very first Spooky University topics at one point, I think it was about ghosts. But the thing is actually, I mean, yeah, I do believe very much that there are spirits. The thing is, which spirits are you talking to? And which spirits are you awakening in these type of situations? I can imagine it at first, and at least from what I've read, I can't say from what I've experienced with Ouija boards or things of the like, is that at first, I mean, the experiences are very often quite benign, and you don't probably feel it's actually, like I say, rather harmless. On the other hand, the whole idea, I think, behind the spirit world, as far as I'm concerned, is not just a question of connecting and knowing, you know, if the weather's going to be nice tomorrow. I think it's actually a question of power, and who's going to have power over who. And to be very frank, I don't think that I want to go fooling around with the powers behind actually Ouija boards. Now, please don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to be paranoid. That goes right here beside me. You see it? Hey, Dad, want to say hello? Ah, hello. Ah, he doesn't really want to get there. Okay, sorry about that. You just heard him. Sorry about that. So, the power behind Ouija boards, as far as I'm concerned, actually is not the powerful spirits that I want to be involved with. Now, games. You know, there's a lot of role-playing games. There's a lot of games that people can play that actually do involve, I think, spirits that tend to go further. I mean, into questions of channeling and so on. This is not today's topic, and I don't actually want to get much into it today. But what I'm just saying is that once you start touching, in my opinion, but once you start touching the spirit world, you, as many things, want more, and the spirits that you're involved with want more as well. There has been probably a lot said about you know, Ouija boards. I mean, the fact is that I think I do believe it's probably sold by companies that probably would say it's harmless, because, you know, it's part of those fun things. You know, it's supposedly it's the same as, you know, going to the circus, like I said, you know, having your fortune told, and board games. And it's actually probably a board game in a sense that is maybe, well, as far as I'm concerned, probably less boring. It would be less boring than Monopoly, but with more implications. Now, I have not read actually, and I have forgotten actually what Claire put on the little sideboard, so I can't remember the questions. Now, you see where I'm getting at actually, is that there's a lot of things that you can touch. There's a lot of things that you know might not not be good for you, but you do them anyway. I mean, it's the same thing, I guess. There's this whole saying, I guess, is you can't touch tar without getting dirty, and I think it's a little bit the same thing with Ouija boards. Yeah, I mean, I think it can bring you into an addiction, and a very dangerous one. One that can take hold of you. Like I said again, you don't have to agree with me. That's what I think about it. I don't really have much more to say on Ouija boards, except to say that I have never bought one. When my boys have actually sometimes been asked to play role games or something like that, I've asked around what type of role games there are, because I mean some are much more intense, let's say, than others, and it goes in the same direction. So Ouija boards, for me, no, it's not something that I will get into, not something I wanted to get into at the time. Do I believe that in them? Like I said, yes and no. I think that probably many times it's a harmless little thing, and other times not. The whole idea of having the planchette, as we were saying, you know, moving along and so on, I think again it's a yes and no. I do believe in the supernatural, and so I do believe in manifestations of the supernatural. Like I've said a few times before in other videos, and many times actually in this one, I'm not always certain where these manifestations come from, and frankly I just as soon play on the safe side and be certain that they're coming from, I would say, my side. And that's about it. I've been going on long enough, I mean, and this is, like I said, it's not my favorite subject, but it's one that we have to talk about. We can't ignore what's going on in the world. That would be naive. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and there's a lot of things that we like, and there's a lot of things, a lot more that we don't like, and we got to learn to talk about them. Got to learn to be open with each other, talk about things with each other. I mean, actually, that's probably the main thing, though. And that is one of the points I did want to bring. I'll bring it very quickly as I see the time's going on. Is that, don't forget that one of the reasons behind Ouija boards is communication. And I think it's the idea of communicating with people. You hope that you can communicate with people that you've lost, people that you love, and you hope that you can do that. And the other thing with the Ouija boards actually is it's a social thing. You do it with somebody else. You do it with other groups. Okay, so that was my bit, and I'm waiting now for the next topic of SpookyUniversity. Who knows what it'll be the next time. Okay, so to all you in YouTube land, this is BC signing off. Take care.